Hey guys, it's Sarah. I'm so proud of myself. I filmed a video Tuesday and now I'm filming a video today. Usually I'm slacking, but I'm glad I'm filming this now because there's been more news. Obviously, it's the One Direction fandom. So anyway, here's the latest news that's been happening in the past couple days. Okay, so I have quite a few topics to talk about today, but they're not going to be very long. But there are still a couple big topics. So the first topic I'll be talking about is Harry's new single. And no, it's not out yet, nobody has heard it yet, but Harry has written a new single. According to this post, it says Harry registered a new song called This Is The Start. I'm 109% here for him dropping a solo album as sudden as the Another Man magazine. True, I mean the Another Man magazine came out of nowhere, so if this song comes out of nowhere, bless. So obviously this news isn't 100%, so if this post isn't fake, it says songwriter slash composer John McCabe and Harry Styles. I really hope it's not fake because I know a lot of people can fake these things, but it seems legit to me because I heard Harry was working on stuff. Next topic is Zayn's book. So as you guys already know, Zayn has this autobiography book about his time in One Direction, his process and thoughts about leaving One Direction, his time after One Direction, just his whole journey. So a person screenshotted this part of his book. So in this part of the book, Zayn was basically talking about how he couldn't really write what he wanted to write in the band. He couldn't write any offensive material, and he didn't feel free. He says, every lyric I've ever written has a story behind it. All the hard work that went into the creation of Pillow Talk was worthwhile because as soon as it was finished, I intuitively felt I was on the right path. It was a sick cut, nailing the exact sound I wanted to capture in my music. I was also able to sing about a subject that I hadn't really been able to go near while I was in One Direction: sex. One Direction's lyrics were pretty inoffensive. As I started to mature as an artist, I didn't want any topic to be off limits. The lyrics in Pillow Talk are honest and undiluted. A place that is so pure, so dirty and raw, be in the bed all day, fucking and fighting on. It's our paradise and it's our war zone. Let's be honest, I'd never have got away with writing, let alone singing lyrics like that in One Direction. When I wrote Pillow Talk, all the feelings I poured into that song come from genuine experience. That was really important to me. I wanted to sing stuff that I could feel, to be authentic, and to transmit raw emotion through my vocals. People can see through artists who bullshit. He goes on to say, Pillow Talk isn't about sex. It's more layered than that. It's about the ups and downs of a relationship. Good times and bad times. We've all tested in relationships with our families, friends, lovers, whoever. Then he starts to talk about him wanting to leave One Direction. He said, but there comes a point when it just doesn't work anymore. By the time I finally made the decision to leave One Direction, it didn't even feel like a conscious decision. I just got to a point where I knew I couldn't go on. I was so tired. I felt like I was faking it and I hated that. I just wanted to go home. Logically, it made no sense, leaving the biggest boy band in the world at the height of its success. But after nearly 5 years of non-stop touring and promotion, I was really struggling to keep going, and what had been a great experience was now a source of intense anxiety. It was never my intention to let anyone down, but I knew I had to go. I remember finishing a show in Hong Kong and just feeling it in my gut. To this day, it makes me feel like shit to think about disappointing the fans like that. So after reading that little part in the book about Zayn, I actually see him in a different light now, and it's a lot more positive. Don't get me wrong, I was never against Zayn leaving, but I think a lot of us were kind of confused about why he left because there were so many rumors about why Zayn left and people were just making up stuff and then Zayn got a bad rep because of it. So I really respect what Zayn said here. I mean, he wasn't feeling it. He had every right to leave. And I think true fans will understand that. Okay, now on to new pictures of the boys. So we got new pictures of Niall recently, and it sounds so weird saying that because I never really talk about Niall on my channel because there's never really any news about Niall. But we need to talk about this boy. Niall is no longer blonde. He's back to his brunette roots, his natural roots. And you can see little highlights of blonde left. And not only that, Niall is growing a beard. He's always had like some stubble, but he's like full on trying to do that whole beard thing. It says, I'm living for this almost brunette, almost bearded Niall. My baby's growing up. I think we can all agree that when we start to see our boys grow up, we feel like their mothers. I can't even imagine how their real moms feel. I know it sounds stupid to say that I'm proud of Niall for growing a beard, but I am proud of Niall for growing a beard and for having brunette hair. I love this change. Also, speaking of pictures, we got new selfies of Louis, and they weren't like the typical Insta selfies like he was doing before, but Louis went to Starbucks and he took some pictures with fans. And oh my gosh, when I heard that Louis went to Starbucks yesterday, I fangirled so hard because guess what? I went to Starbucks yesterday. Even though me and Louis didn't go to the same Starbucks, we still went to Starbucks on the same day. If only he went to my Starbucks, we could have got a picture together. And I would be taller than Louis, and I'm sure he'd be standing on his tiptoes. But we just need to take a moment to look at Louis as well. Not only does Niall look great, but Louis looks cute, scruffy, daddy, just every positive adjective you can think of. And obviously Louis has facial hair, that's not really new news. Okay, PSA, I don't think it's fair that Louis can look so damn beautiful. End of PSA. Also, speaking of Louis, this is kind of weird, but the media is making Louis out to be a pedophile, and you'll see why. So it says there have been claims that Danielle Campbell's boyfriend, Louis Tomlinson, has been secretly hooking up with this girl named Anika Rose. Insiders have stated that this new girl in town is part of a new all-girl group being formed by Simon Cowell. So let's look at this girl Anika's Twitter profile. Sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. It says 14, sing, write, eat, and then her Insta. Can we just look at her age again? She is 14. And this caption says, they are now trying to say that Louis is a pedophile. Come on, Modest, stop your bullshit. P.S. This isn't even about Harry. People can get in serious trouble for hooking up with minors. Is this a girl from the girl band that Louis is managing, or is it actually Simon Cowell's girl band? Whatever, I don't know about them, but just the fact that she is 14 and the media is trying to insinuate that Louis is going after her, when they're saying at the same time that Louis is with Danielle. So they're saying that he's a cheater and a pedophile. What the fuck? Why does the media have to shit on him so much? Anyway, I'm done with that. It's bullshit. The only minor, like the only baby Louis could ever fall in love with is Harry. But going back to those pictures of Louis at Starbucks, there's been a lot of analysis on Larry locations and how Louis and Harry were technically in the same place at the same time. Okay, so it says Harry Styles updates. Harry apparently had a breakfast at Niall'S in Los Angeles. Some fans who were close to his table received autographs and Harry paid their bill. Okay, before I go further, Harry is the sweetest human being. He didn't even have to pay for their bill, but he decided to. He could have just signed an autograph and left, but he paid for their bill. What the fuck? Okay, but anyway, moving on. It says, don't despair, it wasn't the Calabasas Starbucks, it was one literally in the same building as the restaurant Harry was seen at. So this says, don't you love coincidences? Because there's an awful amount of them. So if we look at the comments under the picture of Louis, it says that he was in the Starbucks at Beverly Hills. And then if we do a little map quest, you can see that both Harry and Louis' locations are very close. So look, I don't care if Louis and Harry weren't in the same building or if they were in the same building. How can people say that they weren't hanging out? Like, that is no coincidence that Louis and Harry are in the same place. You would think that two people who are in the same place who know each other would be actually hanging out. So people can't convince me that Harry and Louis didn't interact. And this isn't me trying to prove Larry or try to give you guys proof of Larry being real. This is just me using logic. Even if Louis and Harry are just friends, there is no way that two friends in the same place would just ignore each other or not interact. I don't know if any of that made sense, but whatever. And then for my last topic, there's a new Briana pic. And it's so weird because I haven't talked about Briana in a while. We haven't really heard of her. So Briana posted this picture of just her in her bra and underwear showing her stomach. And her caption is referencing her 3-month bump. She says, now almost a year old. Oh, how the times just goes. Why it's so important to cherish the days. So, okay, whatever. And now there's this post. So this person says, looks like Banana is bad at remembering dates. So basically what this person is talking about is Briana was actually like this at 3 months. So yeah, the picture on the left doesn't really look like the picture on the right, but then again, the shirt she's wearing could just be covering all that. It's kind of hard to tell considering the other picture is black and white. I don't know, Briana just seems to be bad at remembering dates. You would think if she only has one child, she would remember. Whatever, it's irrelevant. Just let her keep posting pictures on Instagram. I will not let her affect my mental health because One Direction have already done that. Anyway guys, that's all the news for today. If you have anything else to add, just leave it down below. And like always, I make a video whenever I want, so like and subscribe. All my social media is down in the description, and I will see you guys later. Bye.